Good morning. There we go. Good morning and welcome to Young Harris College's morning commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. In a few moments we will begin the ceremony, but before we do, some basic information and a couple of requests. First of all, cell phones and cameras. Please silence all devices at this time. You're welcome to take photos and videos, but please be mindful of those around you. Also, our graduates will be walking down the outer aisles, down here and back up there, and across the rows between boxes at the back. So please do not stand in these spaces and block their progress. Second, restrooms. Restrooms are available upstairs only today, behind the brass quintet, so they're actually back up over here. The main stairwell is located to the right of the audience, behind by the climbing wall over here, so if you need to go up that way. If you cannot, the elevator is generally not available today because of where we have to have our graduates located at this time. If you need to use the elevator during the ceremony, it is available then, okay? Let's see. Young children. We know that an event like this can be overwhelming for our younger guests. If you need a space with less stimulation for a child, room 200, which is upstairs to the right of the main desk, is available for you with a live stream of the ceremony. Masks and distancing. While within the YHC Rec Center, please keep your mask over your nose and mouth at all times, and please keep at least 6 feet away from other guests not in your party. Celebrating your graduate. We encourage you to applaud and celebrate your graduates as their names are called in a manner that respects the other graduates. In other words, please feel free to celebrate them long and loud, but if it goes too long and I have to wait to call the next name, that I will hold to do that, okay? So make sure that you are applauding but not getting in the way of the next guest who also deserves a chance on the stage. And finally, at the conclusion of today's ceremony, please remain in your places until all of the graduates have left the arena. So they will be recessing out, technically. Just as they process in, please wait until they've all exited. They will be going out, up the stairs, and outside for a photo, after which you'll be able to collect them. So you'll be able to exit through the exits down here. We'll make sure that they're all available for you, okay? We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and welcome to Young Harris College's morning commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Please remain standing for the invocation by the Reverend Ryan Snyder.
Let us pray. Gracious God, you create life from the earth on which we dwell and breathe into it new life and meaning. You empower us to become a community of learning, virtue, and piety. And today we celebrate our graduates and give thanks for their achievements. We offer praise for their wisdom and understanding and ask that they might find guidance to hear the sound of the genuine inside themselves, that they may continue to excel in leadership, scholarship, and service, that they may come alive to lives of fulfillment and joy, and that they may prosper and flourish in their vocations. We also give praise for the great cloud of witnesses who provided and provide vision to make our life together possible. Thank you for the parents and the families and friends of our graduates, for their perseverance and dedication to their loved ones, for the faculty, staff, and administrators who have guided this class of graduates throughout their years of study. We give thanks for their leadership, scholarship, teaching, and service. We give praise for their graceful presence and compassionate shepherding. So bless our gathering as we try to weave our story into a greater one. And as this chapter closes in our lives, so a new one begins. And we present ourselves to you like an open book. Come and inscribe your words of life into our lives. Fill our minds with your thoughts. Fill our bodies with your strength. Fill our hearts with your dreams, that we might pursue and attain to an even greater knowledge and insight, that the ordering of our society and its affairs might be improved, that justice and mercy might prevail, and that all our efforts would improve the common good. Amen.
You may be seated. I want to draw attention because many of you probably did not recognize this, but our faculty are up on the upper track, and I would like for you to give them a round of applause for all they have done. After 14 months of navigating a worldwide pandemic, I'm going to make a presidential decision. If you would like to remove your masks, you can do so. I would tell the graduates that those who wish to leave their masks on, as you need to have it on as you come up for graduation to receive your diploma. I'm so happy to welcome the graduates, their friends and family, and our special guests to this commencement exercise. These graduates have overcome and persevered through a time in the world's history that none of us hope to ever see again. While we have had to reformat this year's commencement exercise, we are happy that we can join together to celebrate these graduates. And I'd like to give them a round of applause for having to put up with everything they've had to. Family members and encouragers, thank you for being steadfast for your student. This moment is as much for you as it is for our graduates. Now, let's begin our program, and thank you for being here. And again, welcome.
Good morning. First, let me say it's really great to see you here after all we've been through in the last year, even if we have to be spaced and in pods. But awfully nice to have you here. It gives us an idea that we're beginning a return to a sense of normalcy. So welcome. On behalf of the Young Harris College Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you and extend our congratulations on this tremendous achievement. In addition to the expected challenges that you typically think of when you go to college, finding times to study, exams, maybe a tough professor or two, you also had to face a pandemic, unexpected. And yet in the face of that, here you are today, having overcome that challenge as well. So as you move into your career or on to pursuing advanced degrees, please keep us posted of any significant developments as you move forward, and do that through the alumni office. And again, congratulations on this significant achievement in your life. Thank you.
We're taking a time now to celebrate one of the college's highest honor, the Young Harris College Medallion of Honor. I would like to ask the Reverend Bob and Miss Barbara Bone to stand up here with us, please, to my right. Right over here. The Young Harris College Medallion is the highest honor given by the college. Each year since 1969, the medallion has been awarded to an alumnus, alumna, or friend of Young Harris College who has made extraordinary contributions to the institution. In your program is information about this year's recipients of the Young Harris College Medallion. As you will read, the Bone family's connection to Young Harris College runs deep. While a student at Young Harris, Reverend Bone, class of 1957, was president of the Sophomore Student Council, winner of the Miller Memorial Speaking Contest, and member of the Student Council and the Phi Chi Debating Society, and also a member of the SPAC Club. Bob and Barbara, who were high school sweethearts, were married in 1958 and continued to return to Young Harris for meetings and for alumni gatherings. Bob served as the president of the Alumni Association, and during that time, Bob helped to bring Artemis Lester back to campus in the form of a statue that still sits outside of the Hest House, which is now where the Cedar House is. You probably see that every time you go into the auditorium. Bob received the Young Harris Spirit Award in 2000 and the Artemis Lester Award in 2012. Although Barbara did not attend Young Harris College, we forgive you for that. She too has made significant contributions of time and effort to benefit scholarship in the incentives at the college, including commissioning and the production of cross-stitch patterns of Susan B. Harris Chapel, Sharp Memorial United Methodist Church, and the Young Harris College seal. As you see from the program, a number of the Bone family members followed their patriarch to Young Harris College, and members of the family and friends of the Bones are here with us today, and I'd like to recognize them. During the Bones' 45 years of ministry, they influenced many young people to attend Young Harris College. Today, faculty, staff, and students will see Bob and Barbara involved in many aspects of campus life. In fact, before the pandemic, students could see the Bones in this fitness center, and I'm still embarrassed that they lapped me on the walking track, but they were here as a fixture to encourage and to share their lives with the students. Because of Bob's personal experience at Young Harris, he was able to finish his education only due to scholarship support. The Bones have generously established a number of scholarship funds: the Bob L. and Barbara Bone Scholarship Fund, the Dream Endowed Scholarship Fund in honor of their children David, Ruth, and Elizabeth. And this past year, Bob and Barbara endowed the Joy Scholarship in memory of Joy Vanderhorst, daughter of Rebecca Westbrooks, class of 2010, and Tom Vanderhorst, Jr. They have also created an expendable scholarship to assist students from Morgan County High School, the high school they attended, named the Bob and Barbara Bone Morgan County Scholarship. They are members of the President's Circle, Endowed Century Club, 1886 Club, Young Society Harris, Mountain Lions Booster Club, and Friends of the Arts, and they always contribute to their class scholarship challenge. Bob and Barbara enjoy close relationships with the current recipients of their scholarships, and the Bone family's enormous contributions will pave the way for generations of students to enjoy a prosperous future at Young Harris College. In honor of Bob and Barbara's long service to the institution and its generous support of the institution, the Young Harris College Board of Trustees and I are proud to award the Young Harris College Medallion of Honor to the Reverend Bob and Barbara Bone. Please help me recognize these two wonderful people.
Every year at commencement, the college recognizes its outstanding graduates with a number of awards. For the class of 2020, these awards were announced last year, with the recipients receiving awards at this morning's and this afternoon's ceremonies. The graduating student or students with the highest grade point average is presented with the Clegg Outstanding Scholar Award, named for the Dr. Charles R. Clegg, who served as president of Young Harris College from 1950 to 1963. For the class of 2020, there was one recipient who unfortunately could not join us today. This student spent 4 years at Young Harris, taking courses in 8 consecutive semesters. She completed her Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science with minors in biology and chemistry, all of those labs with a 4.0 cumulative grade point average, while serving as a member of both the honors program and the golf team. The recipient of the class of 2020 Charles R. Clegg Outstanding Scholar Award is Hannah Walker. Please join me in congratulating her. Recipients of the other student awards are selected by a committee of faculty members, staff members, and administrators who review nominations and select the graduates who best represent the qualities associated with each award. The descriptions of the recipients you are about to hear are the words of those who nominated them. The YHC Spirit Award recognizes a graduate who best exemplifies the Young Harris spirit, that ineffable characteristic that students and alumni know makes the college a unique and special place. Recipients have demonstrated outstanding levels of personal integrity, friendliness, and engagement with the campus community. The class of 2020 recipient bleeds Mountain Lion purple. She was involved in several organizations, coordinated myriad campus events, participated in yet more, and served as a member of the Susan Bees. So raucous were her cheers at Battle of Blood Mountain events that some of us began to fear for her vocal cords. The recipient of the class of 2020 YHC Spirit Award is Paige Rayburn. Young Harris is one of 70 colleges and universities in the Southeast that present annual awards in honor of Algernon Sidney Sullivan and Mary Mildred Sullivan. Established in 1890, these awards recognize college graduates of noble character who have acted as humble servants by putting service to others before self-interest. The recipient of the Mary Mildred Sullivan Award will be participating in this afternoon's ceremony. An exemplary student and a person of integrity and vivacity, this individual served as an elected SGA representative and as a student ambassador. She participated in independent research with faculty and presented her research at Undergraduate Research Day. She is a person of compassion, patience, and kindness. The recipient of the Class of 2020 Mary Mildred Sullivan Award is Laura Grace Holton. The recipient of the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award demonstrated his passion for learning on all fronts. He is one of those uniquely creative human beings whose curiosity, creativity, and commitment are as much a part of who he is as the beautifully authentic work he produces. There is a spiritual and creative evolution or revolution taking place inside this young man at all times. The recipient of the Class of 2020 Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award is Austin Watson. Our final student award is the Zell B. Miller Leadership Award, named in tribute of the Honorable Zell B. Miller, Class of 1951, longtime Young Harris College trustee who served as Georgia's governor and U.S. Senator. The Zell B. Miller Leadership Award recognizes the graduating student who has made significant contributions to campus life at Young Harris as an outstanding leader and role model. The Class of 2020 recipient, who will be participating in this afternoon's ceremony, served as the president of both the SPAT Society and the Student Government Association, and was a member of Golden Key International, Alpha Chi, and Phi Alpha Theta. He also served as a congressional intern in the Georgia House of Representatives and as a legislative intern at the Council of State Governments in Washington. The recipient of the Class of 2020 Zell B. Miller Leadership Award is Sam Gaston. It is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Erin Buring. A native of Warner Robins, Erin earned her Bachelor of Science in Psychology cum laude while maintaining a variety of service commitments while at YHC. In addition to serving as SGA Vice President, she was a member of Dorcas and a SPAT Sweetheart, served as a student ambassador both for admissions and for alumni affairs, was a member of the 2020 Homecoming Court, and was a worship leader at Underground. And she even found some time during all of that to do a bit of wake surfing on Lake Chatuge. Since graduating, she has served as youth director at Vertical Church in Blairsville, but she will be leaving soon to follow her next calling in Kenya. Finally, she wanted to make sure I did not share with you, too late, Erin, that if you know Steve Harvey, she would really appreciate an introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage Ms. Erin Buring, Class of 2020.
Class of 2020, it's good to see you all again. Though this year has brought many hardships and surprises, we are finally able to join back together one last time to celebrate such an honorable accomplishment. First off, I would like to thank the faculty and staff here at Young Harris for helping us get where we are today. Staff members like Rev Ryan, our wonderful chaplain, Miss Myra in the admissions office, Miss Tanya in student development, and Miss Susan in the dining hall have all encouraged me to do my best, gave me candy when I needed, and allowed me to vent and cry in their offices. Professors such as Dr. Delos, Dr. Bogan, and Stan Anderson were committed to our academic success and took a personal interest in each student and their needs. There are many others just like them who have helped and guided us along the way, so thank you. I also want to thank our family and friends who supported us during some pretty cringy years and loved us at our best and worst. Without your love and support, we would not be the people we are today. Most importantly, I would like to thank God for his provision, guidance, and grace that got us here and continues to sustain us through every trial, achievement, and all the in-between moments. Like many of you, I was saddened by the loss of many milestone celebrations at the end of our senior year. We didn't get that last cram jam. We didn't get to walk the wall before our last set of finals. We didn't even take in walking out of our very last undergrad class. We didn't get to say goodbye to professors and roommates. We didn't get to do our senior hike, and we didn't get to walk at our commencement ceremony when we planned to. Though the loss of these events was extremely emotional, we did learn a very valuable lesson. Things don't always work out the way you plan. You never know when your last will be, so take in every moment and don't take anything for granted. The reality of our situation is that we've been graduated for a year. This moment may not feel as special as you once thought it would be, but we also have an advantage. Sitting here 1 year later means that we have had a whole year to try and figure out this whole life thing. For some of you, that may mean moving out and getting your first job. For others, it may mean continuing your education. And for some of you, this year may have provided you the opportunity to travel and explore new things. If you're anything like me, you learned, grew as a person, and failed a lot. I was fortunate enough to get a job providing behavioral therapy to kids with autism when I graduated. I was so excited and thought that this would be my forever job because everything fell into place so easily. A few weeks in, I quickly realized that this was not what I wanted to do. I was physically and emotionally exhausted. I didn't look forward to waking up and going to work. In fact, I dreaded it. It felt like a complete failure. I was stuck in this cycle of feeling like I would never find a job I loved and not feeling valuable or important where I was. On top of that, I was learning how to live on my own, manage bills, and somehow find time for a social life. But I felt like I was constantly failing in all areas. One day, God did something really cool. I got a call from a ministry that I had been in contact with before the pandemic, and they offered me a missionary apprentice position in Nairobi, Kenya. Then that same week, I got a call from the church I had been attending, and they offered me the position as their youth director. After working it out with both organizations, I left my former job, accepted the position at the church, and committed to move to Kenya for a year. I'm currently the youth director at Vertical Church, and I'm moving to Kenya in August with Blue Sky Ministries. What felt like a failure at first turned into having a job that I love and getting the opportunity to move across the world to share the gospel. In the wise words of my man Steve Harvey, failure means you've now learned another valuable lesson that pushes you one step closer to success. You simply can't keep driving forward if you're focusing on what's happening in the rearview mirror. This quote has meant so much to me and pushed me during some of the hardest times this year. If you're in a place where you feel like you've failed, maybe you can't find a job or you're not happy where you're at in life, let that be a driving force to pursue something different. Be open to be surprised. You never know when the next opportunity is about to knock at your door. Graduation is just one small part of the journey we're all on in life. Let the ceremony act as a catalyst for your future. You have already proved to yourself that you can achieve big goals, or you wouldn't be sitting here right now. Anything is possible if you set your mind to it and have a support system to encourage you. As I close, I reflect on our college years. I remember sitting at the bowling alley during start, being so shy and thinking I would never make any friends. I remember moving into towers and being so homesick. I remember my first friend group and finally feeling like I had a place where I belonged. I think of all the late nights spent in the library studying, sitting at soccer and basketball games feeling so much pride for my school, and even those 8 a.m. walks to Goolsby, sometimes runs when I was late, and being so mad at myself for staying up too late the night before. I asked you all what your favorite college memory was, and I was surprised by the amount of responses. You said things like how you can always find someone to talk to on the RCC couches, traditions such as getting into old ARA and the black box at night, Greek cheers on the plaza, and gaining a community that understands and supports you. Almost everyone who answered didn't talk about the typical college experience, but about things that make Young Harris unique. This small school in the Enchanted Valley has left an impression on all of us. We walked in here as 18-year-olds thinking that we had it all figured out, to now walking out of here as people who know that we don't have it figured out, but we're gonna give it our best shot. As we all go from here and continue on with our lives, may we always remember our alma mater, the things we learned, the times we failed, and the memories we shared together. May your heart forever be mountain lion purple.
Thank you, Aaron. Now we come to the heart of today's ceremony, the conferring of degrees, or rather, in this atypical year, the celebration of the degrees that you have already earned. Graduates, as you prepare for your moment on the stage, I want to share a piece of advice that Reverend Phil DeMore, class of 1963, gave to your predecessors a couple of years ago. He said, "Never forget to say thank you." I want to make sure you have an opportunity to thank three important groups of people who helped you get here. First, many of you had the opportunity to attend Young Harris because you received financial support from a donor, an alum, or a member of the Board of Trustees. These are the people whose generosity, advice, and unstinting support make Young Harris College possible. And now that you too are alumni, we hope that when you are able, you will help support the next generation of Mountain Lions. Would all trustees, alumni, and scholarship donors please rise so that our graduates may thank you. Second, the degrees you have earned are based upon the recommendation of the faculty, the finest group of teachers and scholars anywhere. People who have taught and graded, advised, and supported you during your years at Young Harris. You have also been sustained on your journey by the work of our tireless staff, every one of them a consummate professional, whose most important goal has been your success. Along with your classmates, these are the people you will recall years from now when you think back on your time in the Enchanted Valley. Assembled faculty, staff members in attendance, please stand so that the members of the class in 2020 may thank you one last time. And finally, few people can make a journey like the one you have completed alone. Each of you has a unique support network, a community of individuals who gather today to celebrate your achievement. But it is an achievement you could not have made without them. I therefore ask all parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, children, friends, colleagues, and significant others to rise so that the graduates may thank you for all you have done to make today possible. And now, it's time. Would all recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music Education, and Bachelor of Science please rise? President Van Horn, it is my privilege to confirm that these members of the class of 2020 have completed all program requirements developed by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees.
Graduates, by the authority vested in me by the Young Harris College Board of Trustees and by the state of Georgia, I hereby confer upon you the degrees you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please come forward one at a time when Dr. Pierce calls your name to receive your diploma.
Steve Danvers. Sarah Rowland. Claire Smith. Brooke Lynn Vecchio. Dominique Simone Sharp, magna cum laude. Haley Nicole Yates. Ashton K. Gray. Daria Natasha Vandermaten. Madison Elise Wilcher. Ashlyn Marie Brisley, magna cum laude. Kristen Gabrielle Corliss, cum laude. Destiny Nakia Sims. Ashley Elizabeth Steinbach, cum laude. Ashley Caroline Sweeney, magna cum laude, honors program graduate. Leanne Turner, magna cum laude. Austin Chase Watson, magna cum laude, honors program graduate. Joseph Thompson DeFrank, summa cum laude, honors program graduate. Noah Patrick Drop. Dylan Connor Roberts, cum laude. Kyle Smith. Nathaniel Craig Woods. Taylor Denise Anderson, summa cum laude. Alida Helen Brown, magna cum laude, honors program graduate. Moon Audrey Hamilton, cum laude. Jacob Nicholas Hartis. Justin Lerome Mason. Christian Rashad Mitchell. Joshua Rowland, cum laude. Carly Rose Lejeune. Zachary Chandler Sutton. Alyssa Nina Olvera, summa cum laude. Kelsey Melissa Osmond, cum laude. Catherine Lo Hone, magna cum laude. Erin Renee Buring, cum laude. Audrey Lauren DePaula. Rachel Marie Kearse. Ashley Rebecca Marchman, summa cum laude, honors program graduate. Rebecca Bailey McGee. Amanda Jane Marie Murray, cum laude. Margaret McKinley Pater. Donna Page Rayburn. Christopher Andrew Stone. Michaela Simone Wright. Amber H. Zach.
Let's give graduates one more round of applause. It is the tradition of commencement that for the president to have the last word with the graduates. The word is called a charge. In fact, the definition I like for the verb is to impose a duty, a responsibility, or an obligation upon. Before I give you such a charge, I want to share with you a few thoughts that I feel are important. Graduates, you have overcome many challenges to get to where you are today. However, I want to focus on different kinds of challenges, moments of truth, when the stakes are extremely high, when you must rise to the occasion. And believe me when I say that many years of preparation, hard work, and experience can be tested in an instant. These moments of truth may be a crisis, a window of opportunity, an opportunity to assist someone in need, someone who needs a person to stand up for them or support them, or the moment when you must stand up for your values and your beliefs. It does not matter how you arrive at these moments when exceptional intelligence, courage, and resilience seem to be required, whether you are there by intent or by chance. Take, for example, one of our own, Governor Zell Miller. He knew that he needed and wanted to serve the people of Georgia, and that he had a plan that could change Georgia. He did not win every election he entered, but he had the courage to continue. As a result of his resilience and courage, we have today the Hope Scholarship. And how many of you received the Hope Scholarship while you were here? You can thank a Young Harris alum for that. program has been copied by countless states and has propelled many Georgians ahead in life, all because Governor Miller refused to give up on his moment of truth. There was also the time when Governor Miller stood up to his political party because they began to go against his values. When he was asked why he left his party, his simple reply was, "I didn't leave my party left me." He had leadership and he had courage. The only governor to ever speak at both national conventions of our parties, the Democrat and Republican. Now, granted, sometimes moments of truth can be scary. The fear of failure seems to be the most prevalent fear that I've encountered in my 36 years in higher education. When I played basketball in college, I remember having a time making many mistakes, including missing 2 free throws with no time left on the clock that could have won the game. You talk about feeling like a total failure. After I moped around for a few days, my coach came up to me and said, "Let me tell you this one time. Failure is an event in life. It is not a person. You had a moment of truth and you did your best. Believe me that you will have other moments of truth that will make missing a free throw seem like nothing." But it's not just me. Example, few people realize Thomas Edison failed 200 times in inventing the incandescent light bulb. One of his critics asked him, "How does it feel to fail so many times?" He said, "I have learned 200 ways how not to make a light bulb." He also shared that many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Graduates, I hope that you continue to develop the character that will allow you to act with great honor and discipline in a crisis or in your moment of truth. And if in such a moment you worry that you may not be able to live up to what is expected of you or what you expect of yourselves, I hope that you remember that you're a young Harris mountain lion. You know a great deal. You have achieved much. You have grown in multiple dimensions. You are more than ready for life to do the impossible when it requires, and you need to remain confident, be compassionate, and be courageous. Now, I would like to ask the graduates to stand. Now I charge you to go into the world and serve, inspire, and empower, always remembering that you can learn through your service and that there will always be someone who needs your help. But remember, the true test of a servant is how you feel when someone treats you like a servant. I charge you to be a steward of the environment. You've had the opportunity to see pristine mountains and clean streams. You have also explored the environment and you know the right things to do. However, the greatest reason I give you this charge is because you have a responsibility to the generation who will follow you. You need to give them a world that they too can enjoy. I charge you to remember this college and the friendships you have made here. Remember the late nights with friends, those who supported you in your educational endeavor. Please come back to see us. There'd be no greater heartbreak for us than if we never saw you again. I charge you to continue learning for the rest of your lives. Things will change quickly, and more you learn, the better you will be to adjust to change. Finally, I charge you to seek God. There will come a time in your life when all you have to cling to is your faith that there is a higher being. Remember that the people you will serve and the world you will tend belong to something bigger than any human. With these words and this charge, I close with Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to lies what is within us. We know what lies within you, and we are proud to call you graduates. May God go with you and bless you. To signify that you have earned your degree, you may now move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your mortarboard. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in congratulating these newest graduates of Young Harris College. Standing as Professor Jeff Bowman leads us in singing our alma mater, the words of which are printed in your program. After that, remain standing for the benediction by the Reverend Ryan Snyder. Professor Bowman.
Hear now the benediction. Go now on the paths of life that are yet to come. Use your studies and your experience here to shape your vision of your place and call, and pay attention to those places where your deep gladness and the world's deep need meet and intersect. And may the peace of our Lord go with you wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness. May he protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors. Amen.